So folks, we are at Fakrade beach. This is one of the better beaches, cleaner beaches and quieter beaches of Goa, South Goa. The transit of Ketu can be very transformative, can be very change bringing, and it may bring about a change in those areas of your life which you have not thought about before, not envisaged before as well, and not prepared for before. Hence, the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo requires a deep dive to understand where the opportunities are coming from, where the change is coming from, where the transformation is coming on for you. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. Today we are going to talk about the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo. Last week we did the transit of Rahu into the sign of Aquarius. This is an axis, Rahu and Ketu axis. So we will also be doing a video later on where we will be talking about the combined effects of Rahu and Ketu because of the axis. Today we are going to talk about more specifically focused on Ketu's transit into the sign of Leo and what changes, transformations, opportunities it will bring for each of the rising sign natives. Ketu's transit into the sign of Leo for an Aries rising person means Ketu has transited into the 5th house. So let's see the effect for such individuals. Now for Aries rising sign people, you have Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo, into the 5th house, while it is aspecting your 9th house and the Sagittarius sign, where Saturn's 10th aspect is also there and Jupiter's 7th aspect is also there. Jupiter, mind you, is aspecting its own sign of Sagittarius, while Ketu's other aspect, the 9th aspect, the gain bringing aspect through transformation, is on the Lagna itself for the Aries rising sign people and in the sign of Aries. So these aspects of Ketu's presence in a certain sign and house, while one sign, Sagittarius, is also aspected by Jupiter and Saturn, brings about different potentials, different permutations and combinations. Firstly, Ketu's aspect on the Sagittarius sign, but from the Leo sign. Now, what does Leo sign represent? Leo sign represents leadership, accountability, ability to lead from the front. Now, Ketu has the tendency to deny, absorb, or even negate the results of a sign, of a house, and a planet it is conjunct with. So, Ketu's presence in the sign of Leo in the 5th house means it will absorb both the results of the Leo sign as well as the 5th house. And if you have any planet placed in the Leo sign in your natal chart, then the planet's ability to be able to give results will also be curtailed, if not completely negated. So Ketu's presence in the sign of Leo will absorb the results, will deny the results, will negate the results of the sign of Leo, which means ability to take leadership decisions, take accountability, and being given an opportunity to perform as a leader. Secondly, where is your sun placed? Because sun is the ruler of the sign of Leo. So basis where sun is placed, in which house sun is placed, results will also come accordingly. So for example, if sun, we know, rules Leo, but if it's placed in the 10th house, then sun's ability to be able to give you results related to career will be diminished, will be reduced, as long as Ketu remains in Leo sign. If sun is present in the 4th house, then sun's ability to be able to bring results of the domestic life, of ability to be able to make assets, while Ketu is still present in Leo, will also be curtailed, and there will be transformative results that may be coming from the 4th house. So based on where sun is placed, Ketu will be affecting the results of that house, and there will have to be a transformation in your thought process, in your thinking process, to be able to get results of that house. Secondly, Ketu's aspect from the Leo sign, the 5th aspect is going to be on the Sagittarius sign, which means, and the 9th house, which means Ketu is saying without a transformation in your how you think about your belief system, your confidence, your motivation, your belief in some ideology or people or a career or a profession. So your belief in certain thing, your ambition in certain thing will also be curtailed if you are not looking at contributing to others first. Ketu is about giving up, having been there, done and done all, which means in this innings of yours, Ketu is saying unless you do for others, you may not be able to get the best of results. So Ketu's aspect, the fifth aspect of learning through transformation of the ninth house of your belief system, long distance travels, ability to interact with others, means that without taking wise decisions which Jupiter is giving you, without taking wise counsel and patience and perseverance because of Saturn's aspect on it, you may not be able to get the best results of the gains that you may be looking at through your belief system, through your faith in something. And because Ketu is placed in the 8th house from the 10th house, so a change or transformation in your career or an opportunity may also be coming by for Aries rising sign people. So keep that in mind. Keep that in perspective. Ketu's other aspect is on the Lagna itself in the Aries sign. Aries sign is the sign of healing, of problem solving, of ability to be able to acquire things and acquire it with assertiveness, with the ability to have that killer instinct, with high motivation, with high ambition. Ketu's aspect and the ninth aspect of gains, which means that you may be able to gain through healing, through transformation, through change, through an ability to heal others or problem solve only when you look at others first and not without the transformative thinking. And because it is on the Lagna, it also means there is a huge opportunity of a complete change in your life itself, in your focus itself, in your designation, in your standing in society, in your dignity. So Ketu is surely bringing in a huge opportunity, but with a change, with a transformative thinking. So as long as for Aries rising sign people, you are approaching things with a transformation, change, opportunity, and ready to be flexible, ready to be patient, ready to take wise counsel, then this is a very excellent, very good transition or transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo. Now let's see the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo for Taurus individuals when Ketu will be in the sign of Leo but in the 4th house. Now for Taurus rising sign people, Ketu is transiting into the 4th house in the sign of Leo. While from the 4th house from the sign of Leo, it will be aspecting the 8th house, where not only is Ketu aspecting with his 5th aspect, but Jupiter will also be aspecting with his 7th aspect, as well as Saturn will be aspecting that sign and that house with its 10th aspect. The other important thing is Ketu's 9th aspect, the gain-making aspect, is on the Aries sign in the 12th house. Now, what does this mean? Firstly, Ketu's presence in the 4th house in the sign of Leo, which means that you will have to take the leadership and accountability for a change or transformation for others rather than yourself. Ketu is a planet of negation, denial, absorption of the energies of the sign, of the house and the planet it is conjunct with. So depending on which planet Ketu is conjunct with in your natal chart, in the sign of Leo in the 4th house, those results will also play. However, the ability of the person, because Ketu is in Leo, to be able to take complete leadership decisions without thinking of others, without involving others, without taking wise counsel of others may not be possible, or it may be problematic, or it may not give you the best of results. Specifically connected to the domestic life, specifically connected to assets, specifically connected to speculative investments, also connected to you wanting to get into a domestic life kind of situation by through a strong commitment to others, or getting into a living relationship with somebody, or getting into a married life with somebody, or a legal contract with somebody. This is strongly negated, but with a transformative approach and a mutual benefit relationship, win-win, rather than what's in it for me alone. Because Ketu is a planet of been there, done that, then done also. Ketu will not allow you results of the domestic life and the 4th house without you thinking of others also. But surely a huge transformation, change in your domestic life, with the house you live in, the kind of investments you make, the kind of daily conveniences you have, it's all there and opportunities coming to you. Ketu's 5th aspect, the educative aspect and learning aspect, is on the 8th house, which means you will have to learn to transform yourself or be ready for a change or transformation because the aspect is on the 8th house. So, and Ketu is about transformation, Ketu is about change. So, there may be some disruptive opportunities which come to you, disruptive obstructions which also come to you. But when those disruptive opportunities come to you is because Ketu is negating certain results and pointing you to a different direction. So, if you are blindsided and if you are not ready to look at the different approach, different opportunity that the transit of Ketu is giving you while aspecting the 8th house, then you will lose the opportunity. Many times what we do, we keep trying to do one thing, we fail, and we keep trying to do the same thing again and again and again, many times with the same approach, and we don't get results. So either you have to change the direction, the tangent completely, or change the way you look at things, change your way of or transform your way of looking at things, of how the solution will be coming in, how to solve problems. Only then you will be able to handle things. So the 8th house will throw up disruptions, challenges, obstructions from time to time, but you will have to use the transformative, the change approach of Ketu to be able to handle it. And using wise counsel, which Jupiter is giving you through its 7th aspect on its own sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, mind you, is the sign of higher learning. So without higher learning, ready to learn through your experiences, ready to learn from wise counsel, you may not be able to handle that obstruction or that new opportunity very well. And because Saturn's 10th aspect, the karma aspect, the 10th aspect of career is also on the 8th house. So any of those who have a career related to the 8th house areas, they will be able to do very well if they have a transformative thinking, they have a change thinking, they are ready to move in a different tangent, in a different direction, and with wise counsel, looking at seeking wise counsel from others before you take a decision. So keep that in mind. And because Ketu's 9th aspect, the gain making aspect is on the Aries sign, but in the 12th house, transformation or change coming in through thinking of how you're looking at the 12th house energies. So if you're working in a team, be ready to work in an individual role. But on the flip side, if you're in an individual role now, an opportunity may come in which may transform you to start working in a team role. So be ready for that. 12th house aspect means be ready to solve problems which come from the 12th house. So problems with foreign consultants, problems with foreign companies, problems in foreign lands may also be there for you. So keep that in mind. Transform your thinking, have high ambition, but with a thought process of doing for others and being charitable, which the 12th house represents. Then you will get fantastic results in this transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo. Now let's see the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo for Gemini individuals, Gemini rising sign individuals, where Ketu would be transiting into the 3rd house. Now for those people who are born in the Gemini rising sign, for these people Ketu will be transiting into the sign of Leo, but in your 3rd house. Now from the 3rd house, Ketu's 5th aspect will be on your 7th house in the sign of Sagittarius. This is very important for you. And Ketu's other aspect, the 9th aspect of gains, will be on the 11th house and in the sign of Aries. However, when Ketu is aspecting with his 5th aspect, the Sagittarius sign in the 7th house for a Gemini rising sign person, Jupiter's aspect, because Jupiter is already transited into the sign of Gemini, will be on the Sagittarius sign, its own Multikona sign. So Jupiter's aspect on Sagittarius, its Multikona sign, is going to be very powerful. So Ketu's ability to negate the results completely will be to some extent compromised by Jupiter's aspect also on its own sign in Sagittarius sign. And Saturn's 10th aspect is also on the 7th house and in the Sagittarius sign. Mind you, Saturn gets the highest directional strength in the 7th house. So this is also a powerful aspect because Saturn is in the Pisces sign, and from the Pisces sign, Saturn is aspecting with his 10th aspect, the Sagittarius sign, along with Jupiter's 7th aspect and Ketu's 5th aspect. So surely transformation in your thinking about partnership, about team, about working in a partnership with others, how you deal with your spouse, how you deal with in a committed relationship, all is coming together. And because it is the Sagittarius sign, which means your ability to think higher or a notch higher from where you are thinking. So no base level thinking is going to help. A higher level of thinking, a higher level of belief, a higher level of faith in the institution of partnership, in the institution of marriage, where you're ready to contribute first before you seek results from others, because it is Ketu which is involved here. So through a wise counsel handling the challenges of partnership, of teamwork, of a committed relationship, or dealing with people on a day-to-day basis with wise counsel, wise approach, mutual beneficial approach is going to help. Otherwise, this will not be able to give you the best fruits of labor from your effort, because Ketu has gone into the third house of effort. And mind you, Ketu is in the sign of Leo. So your ability to be able to take leadership decisions and be accountable for things without putting the effort may not be giving you fruits. On the other hand, putting in efforts, but if you're failing, not ready to take the accountability, not ready to take the leadership for results, will also be fatal for you. Fatal with respect to money, fatal with respect to career, not with respect to life itself. So keep this in mind. And where Sun is placed in your natal chart will also play a part, because Ketu is in the sign of Leo ruled by Sun. So for example, if Sun is in the Lagna itself, in the Gemini sign, so your ability to be able to get results from your leadership, your accountability, ability to inspire people, ability to shine may be curtailed to some effect. So depending on what is the dignity of Sun, where it is placed in your natal chart, that will also play a part. And then lastly, Ketu's ninth aspect is on the 11th house, but in the Aries sign. Aries sign is a high sign of healing, problem solving, ability to gain things, ability to be able to have a killer instinct to acquire things. Because it is the Aries sign, but in the 11th house, it means Ketu will give you an opportunity or a transformation or a change in some of the connections that you have in your network circle. So new connections will be upon you. However, there you will have to let go of some of the old connections as well. If you are not doing it, the old connections will be falling aside by themselves. Or you will find that in these 18 months while Ketu is in Leo, some connections you hardly remember at all, you hardly connect with at all. So those connections you'll have to let go and keep them in the past, at least for these 18 months. You will find that it will obviously automatically happen. And because it is the 11th house, Ketu is saying have a change or transformation in your wishes and desires. Look at wishes and desires that you want and put in effort for that. However, without looking at what you're giving back to society, what you're giving back to masses, what you're giving back to your network connections, your societal connections, those wishes and desires may not come true. So be ready to be able to contribute at a mass level, at a community level, at a maybe in your city level, in your neighborhood, in your team, in your department, in your organization. Then your wishes and desires will also come to you through a transformative effort, transformative change. Good results may come to you in terms of your career, in terms of teamwork, in terms of partnership. Now let's see the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo for Cancer rising individuals when Ketu will be transiting into the second house. Now for those people who are born in the Cancer rising sign, Ketu will be transiting into the Leo sign and in the second house. From the second house, from the Leo sign, Ketu will be aspecting with his fifth aspect, the Sagittarius sign. And while it is aspecting the Sagittarius sign with its fifth aspect, Jupiter's seventh aspect will also be on the same sign and house, and Saturn's 10th aspect will also be on the same sign and same house. Now, this has a strong bearing on what kind of results you will get from Ketu connected to your income, connected to service, because of Jupiter and Saturn influence also on the same sign and house. And Ketu's ninth aspect, the gain-making aspect, is on the 10th house of career, your work, your karma. So, the overall results that you will be getting through these 18 months while Ketu remains in the Leo sign will be strongly connected to your income, strongly connected to service, strongly connected to your work, your vocation, maybe even business. So, firstly, Ketu being in the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is the sign of responsibility, but Ketu is the planet of negation, absorption of the results, denial of results of a sign, of a house, and a planet that Ketu is conjunct with. So Ketu in the sign of Leo will try to move you away from taking accountability and leadership for results of the second house. And wherever you have an opportunity of leadership or accountability, Ketu will try to move you away. You may not feel as enthusiastic or as strongly motivated to take new responsibilities, to take up new projects. Specifically, if you feel you have stagnated in a certain role, in a certain job, in your organization or in your department, you will feel, why should I take new opportunities or new accountability or new responsibilities? I'm not going to get paid more. I'll have to put in extra hours. Why should I do? So there will be a certain lackadaisical thinking for an approach to leadership and accountability. However, you will find a new hunger for a change or a transformation of your income. So that change of transformation that you're looking for income will be from your career, because Ketu's ninth aspect, the gain making aspect, is on the Aries sign of solving problems or gaining for yourself, but through career. And for those people who are in service, because Ketu's fifth aspect is on the Sagittarius sign in the sixth house. So through service, wanting to have a change or transformation in your earning, in your livelihood, in your potential to have more bank balance and to be able to have high nutrition will be a high thirst that Ketu is going to give you. So you will want to transform or change the current status quo that you are in, and you'll put in a lot of effort to be able to get that. However, without the wise counsel that Jupiter is asking you to be able to get or do or approach through in your service with the seventh aspect, you may not be able to get the best results of your service. And if you're not ready to be patient, to persevere, because Saturn's 10th aspect is also on the Sagittarius sign, you may not be able to get the best results in your career. So a time to be patient, a time to persevere, a time to relook at things, have a change or transformative thinking in terms of your service, in terms of who you're approaching, whom you're working with, how you are working in your work arena, what kind of projects you're doing, what kind of responsibilities you're doing. Only when you are ready to transform, contribute more, look at the larger picture rather than only the material results, then will you get results of income, of nutrition, of high bank balance, of livelihood, while Ketu is in the sign of Leo. But mind you, also keep in mind where Sun is placed in your natal chart will also have a strong bearing, because Ketu is absorbing the results of the Leo sign. It will also absorb the results of the dispositor, which is Sun. So wherever Sun is placed in the natal chart, the results of that house will also be diminished to a certain extent. So overall, look at the dignity of Sun and Ketu and what other planets Ketu is aspecting or conjunct with, because those will also bring in their own flavor. Now let's see and figure out the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo. For Leo rising people, where Ketu will be transiting into the first house in the Lagna. Now for those people who are born in the Leo rising sign, for Leo rising sign people, Ketu will be transiting into the Lagna itself in the Leo sign. Now this has a very, very strong bearing for Leo rising sign people. From Leo sign in the Lagna itself, Ketu with his fifth aspect is going to aspect the fifth house, which has the Leo energies in the Kal Purush Kundli, in the Kal Purush horoscope. And while Ketu is aspecting the Sagittarius sign in the fifth house, Jupiter's seventh aspect on its own Multikona sign is also there with the seventh aspect, and Saturn's 10th aspect is also in the Sagittarius sign, the 10th aspect of karma and career. So Ketu's aspect on the fifth house will have a mixed result because of Jupiter's aspect as well as Saturn's, as well as Ketu's presence in the sign of Leo. So firstly, Ketu's presence in the sign of Leo. Ketu absorbs or negates or denies the results of a sign, of a house and the planet that it is conjunct with. So when Ketu goes into the Lagna in the Leo sign for a Leo rising sign person, so your ability to be able to take leadership results or leadership approach, or to be able to solve problems with your leadership approach may be curtailed to a certain extent unless you're doing it for others. So if you're trying to solve a problem for yourself, then you have to work harder. But if you're trying to do something for your team, for your family, for your friends, for your department, for your organization, then you will find it easier to come up with solution. In fact, be innovative in solutions also. And Ketu in Leo sign, which means that you will have to struggle over these 18 months to get a very strong leadership role or leadership responsibility or leadership project. You may either continue with the same job or role or opportunity that you are in currently, or you will not get that kind of a big approach or that kind of a big growth or that kind of a big jump that you get a huge leadership responsibility, unless the responsibility is for the larger masses, where you are supposed to contribute more for others, even at the cost of yourself, because Ketu is a planet of already been there, done that. So Ketu in this innings is not looking at huge results from the sign or house that it is placed in your natal chart and where it transits. So where it transits, it brings about a change or an approach in transformation in your thinking about the results of that house. And Ketu is asking you to now focus on others. Others means anybody, your family, your friends, the people who you work with, more than yourself, the others. Then Ketu brings in a transformation in your thinking, transformation in your standing in society, transformation in your dignity, transformation in your stature. And then you make gains. So this time where Ketu is going through your Lagna, over these 18 months, it will give you huge opportunities for different kinds of changes, different kinds of transformation in your thinking, specifically connected to gains, because it is aspecting with both the 5th and the 9th house. Now in the 5th house of speculative investments, romance, children, change in career, because the 5th house is the 8th house to the 10th house. Without a wise counsel, without wise thinking, rather than chasing materialism, without wise decision making, you may not be able to get the best results of getting into a new relationship, making a new investment, starting a family, or making a change in your career. So use wise counsel to be able to bring about the change. Secondly, without taking the wise counsel of being very patient and persevering in your career, because of Saturn's 10th aspect, you may not be able to take the best results for yourself, best decision for yourself. And then Ketu's 9th aspect is on the Aries sign of problem solving, healing for others. But without the transformation of your thinking, without the transformation of your approach to different results in your life, connected to what faith and belief and motivation you have for others, for your career, for gains, for foreign travel, for higher education, for learning new things, you may not be able to get the best results. So Ketu's 9th aspect of gains is to be able to get or acquire or to make a win, but with a transformative thinking. So be very careful and keep looking for opportunities which come by for you over these 18 months. Some of the opportunity may be a huge transformative change bringing opportunity for you to be able to go on a different tangent and make a complete change, a new approach to life and to the stature and standing in life itself. Now let's see the transit of Ketu into the sign of Leo for a Virgo rising sign individuals, where Ketu will be getting into the 12th house. Now, those people who are born in the Virgo rising sign, so for these people, Ketu will be transiting into your 12th house in the Leo sign. And from the Leo sign in the 12th house, it will be aspecting your 4th house. And mind you, this is the 5th aspect on the 4th house, while it is also being aspected by Jupiter on its own Multrikona sign of Sagittarius from the 10th house. It's the 7th aspect, a very powerful aspect Jupiter has on its own sign. And Saturn's 10th aspect from the Pisces sign on the Sagittarius sign and the 4th house. So this is a time for transformation or a change. Ketu is a planet of negation and negating you to the results of the house, the sign and the planet it is conjunct with. So here Ketu's 5th aspect on the 4th house is saying without a change or a transformation in your thinking about your domestic life, who you are starting a new life with, who you're partnering with. The 4th house is about starting a new life with a new partner and establishing a new home. So without a transformation in your thinking, and what is the thinking? Ketu is going into the 12th house of being charitable, being somebody who donates, who gives. So in your domestic life, being ready to give up for others rather than looking at money, looking at resources. How much am I going to benefit from this association? How good looking the person is, how rich the person is, how young the person is, what is the person standing in society, what will the person bring to my life? Without looking at that, being ready to give and being able to contribute first and then getting the results in the long run. So Ketu is about giving first, being charitable, specifically connected to the 12th house. And Ketu is in the sign of Leo, which means you need to take responsibility for your own actions and be charitable and be donating to others, both in your domestic life as well as matters of the 8th house. Matters of the 8th house are sudden changes, sudden obstacles, sudden transformative opportunities also. So when an opportunity comes by to you for transformation completely in your thought process, don't hesitate, don't shy away, specifically when you're contributing to others. Whether you're contributing to a partner, a life partner, which is about the 4th house, or contributing to somebody who is needing your help in an emergency, in a challenge or a problem, or you're connected to the 8th house, careers connected to the 8th house, be ready. And be wise in your decision making about home investments, about buying new conveniences, about starting a new family, about a new partner, and be stable and persevere in the decision making. Don't shy away or run away from that decision making or being a wise counsel, especially with Saturn's 10th aspect is also on your 4th house. Mind you, Saturn has the highest directional strength in the 7th house, and Jupiter's very strong 7th aspect is on its own Mool Trikona sign. So Ketu's ability to be able to give you transformative decision making is powerfully supported by both Jupiter and by Saturn. And Ketu's 9th aspect of gains is on the 8th house of transformation, of change, and from the 12th house of being charitable and giving up. Ketu is anyways not doing for self but for others. So this is an opportunity of doing more for others who need your help, who need your support, who need your kind consideration, who are in a tough spot themselves, who are not going through the best of phases, and having a transformative of thinking in your conjugal life, in your ability to be able to be charitable to those who need your help and support, and sometimes even connected to home, health, investments. So overall, this is a transformative approach. Ketu in the 12th house is a huge opportunity for you to start focus on trying to get more from the zodiac itself, from the Srishti itself, which means kind blessings will be upon you as long as you're looking for others first and then gaining later on with patience and perseverance, even materialistically. Now let's see Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo, Libra rising sign individuals, where Ketu will be transiting into the 11th house. Now, for those people who are born in the Libra rising sign, for these people, Ketu will be transiting into your Leo sign in the 11th house, while Ketu will be aspecting the 3rd house with its 5th aspect, and the 3rd house will also be aspected by Jupiter with its 7th aspect, as well as by Saturn with its 10th aspect as well. So the results of the 3rd house will be powerfully controlled not only by Ketu but also Jupiter and Saturn. Mind you, the 3rd house also has the aspect of Jupiter, the 7th aspect of Jupiter on its most Trigona sign of Sagittarius. So that will also have a strong bearing on the results that you get from your own effort, on your ability to influence others, on your ability to be able to brand yourself. And Saturn's 10th aspect is also on the 3rd house. So which means stable results will come to you through your own effort only when you are ready to have a higher belief, higher motivation, higher learning, and learning from your experiences which Jupiter is bringing by virtue of its place in the 9th house. So any results that you get through your self-effort will come through only wise counsel and being stable and persevering in the results. So be ready to bend your back and be ready to put in effort. And because Ketu is in the 11th house of wishes and desires, so your wishes and desires are also come true with your own effort. However, because it is in the 11th house, this also means there may be a transformation in some of your social connections, some of those partnerships which you feel are strong, maybe some of your friends. So over the next 18 months, you may see that some relationships will automatically fall by the wayside. There will be also an opportunity of a new connection which Ketu is giving you with its 9th aspect on the 7th house. And in the Aries sign, the 9th house aspect is of gains. But gains coming in from your partnership, from starting a new life, because the Libra sign is the Lagna is also the sign of relationship, of balance, of societal gains and social connections also. So through a social connection, a new relationship may also come by for you, a new opportunity, new transformation may also come by for you. So keep your eyes open for that kind of transformation. Also, because Ketu is in the sign of Leo, you will have to take responsibility and accountability for something larger than you. Maybe a large goal, societal goal also. Also, the where Sun is placed and what dignity it is placed in the natal chart will also have a bearing, because Ketu to a certain extent is negating the results of the Sun. So wherever Sun is placed, based on that, you'll have to do more for others, you'll have to contribute more for others before you get results. So overall, for Libra rising sign people, this is an excellent time to get the best results of your own effort, to get your wishes and desires true, but through a transformative approach, to transforming how you look at life, taking your decision and keeping an eye out for new opportunities. Now let's see Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo for a Scorpio rising individuals, where Ketu will be transiting into the 10th house. Now for those people who are born in the Scorpio rising sign, for such people, Ketu will be transiting into your 10th house in the sign of Leo. And from the 10th house, from the sign of Leo, it will be aspecting both your 2nd house in the sign of Sagittarius with its 5th aspect. However, the same house and sign is also aspected by Jupiter, which is aspecting with the 7th aspect. It's Mool Trikona sign of Sagittarius. Plus Saturn with its 10th aspect, the karmic and the career-oriented 10th aspect is also aspecting the Sagittarius sign. So Ketu's ability to be able to give a transformation or change connected to your career and getting higher earning, higher remuneration, high livelihood will come by only when you take wise decisions based on those sudden opportunities. Jupiter plays in the 8th house, which means sudden opportunities may come by for you for a new role, for a new approach, which may impact your learning, your livelihood, your earning. And that may be sudden opportunity. And for most of these people whose careers are connected to the 8th house, this may be more true. So Ketu from the 10th house of career, aspecting with his 5th aspect, the 2nd house of earning, with Jupiter and Saturn also aspecting, which means surely new opportunities will come by to you. At least 2 to 3 opportunities will come by to you over the next 18 months for a change in approach in your career, new role, change in job itself, change in industry also connected to nutrition, connected to livelihood. But you will have to take a wise counsel, wise decision making, and don't look at it materialistically. Look at it how much I'm able to contribute, what kind of role I have, how much responsibility I'll be able to take for others. Because Ketu is in the sign of Leo. So responsibility and accountability more for others and then getting results rather than looking at only yourself. Is that approach? So as long as you take wise decision making, as long as you're stable in your decision making and transformation, you will get good results. The other thing is Ketu's 9th aspect, the gain making aspect, is on the 6th house of service. So through your service, gaining high income and livelihood is also seen, but a transformation surely in your career is coming about. If you don't change the role, if your organization doesn't change, if your department doesn't change, then your superiors will surely change. One change, absolutely, write it on stone. Either you'll have a change in role, or you will have a change in department, you may have a change in organization, or your leadership will change. There will be a huge transformation or change in your immediate leader. Either immediate leader may change, or a new approach to work may happen. The organization structure may change, the leadership structure may change, the top management may also change. One of them will 100% come to you. So keep that in mind, and that may lead to a new opportunity in your career, how you work with people, how you work with fellow people working under you, or those people who are your colleagues also. So overall, a huge transformative time is coming for you as long as you are ready to take wise counsel. So you're ready to be stable and you're ready to be persevering and contributing to others, then this is an opportune time for. Now let's see Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo for a Sagittarius rising person, where Ketu will be transiting into the 9th house. Now for those people who are born in the Sagittarius rising sign, for Sagittarius rising sign people, Ketu is transiting into the sign of Leo in your 9th house. And from the 9th house, its 5th aspect will be on the Lagna itself in the Sagittarius sign. And mind you, this same house and sign is also being aspected by the Lagna Lord itself, Jupiter, with the 7th aspect from the 7th house. And Saturn, the ruler of the 2nd and the 3rd house from the 4th house, is aspecting the Lagna and Sagittarius sign with his 10th aspect, a very, very karmic aspect. So overall for Sagittarius sign people, this is going to be a huge change bringing, transformative sign, transformative opportunity, transformative period. Now, firstly, Ketu being in the sign of Leo and aspecting the Lagna, which means Ketu is saying the responsibility, the accountability, the leadership that Leo sign respects you to be able to bring to the table, you will have to do looking at the overall life itself. This is going to be huge transformation approach, which will bring a new change or a new transformative approach to a new tangent that you move in your life, which means any change that you make will have a huge bearing on how you look at life, how you live your life, where you live, where you work, with whom you are. So huge transformation coming over the next 18 months is surely there for you. Ketu being in the sign of Leo, which means wherever Sun is placed in the natal chart, if Sun is placed in the 10th house, then career may be affected through new learning, through new experiences that you are ready to employ in your career. If Sun is in the 2nd house, then those high experiences that you apply to be able to look at earning, for example, if Sun is in your 2nd house. So where Sun, the sign of Leo, ruler, this place will also have a strong bearing. So overall, this is going to have a huge bearing and a huge transformative change in your life. Mind you, as long as you are taking a wise decision while you're contributing to others rather than looking at only results. results for yourself. Ketu is the planet of negation and giving up and being charitable, being there and done that before. So in this innings, you have to look at others, contributing to others, and then through that you gain in your stature, you gain in your standing in society, you gain in dignity. So surely wise counsel and stable results. Look at stability. Any opportunity that you are getting, look at, can I be stable in this opportunity? Can I be able to contribute more? Is my role meaty rather than the remuneration? Then the remuneration will also follow later on. Then the other ninth aspect of Ketu is on the 5th house, but in the Aries sign of go-getting, of achievement, of high motivation, of winning. So in the ninth house aspect of gains, which means through a very transformative, a change thinking, change approach, you may be able to win in romance, be able to win in speculative investment, be able to win a new approach to career, a new role in career also, which may be either connected to foreign lands, higher learning, higher thinking, or a new certification or added learning because of which you are able to make gains also. So keep that in mind. This is surely a time of high achievements, high approach, because the Ketu is aspecting the Lagna itself. So as long as you're ready to take in the higher learning, higher belief system, being very highly motivated, ready for change, ready for stable results, ready to persevere, and depending on wise counsel, this is the life-changing opportunity for Sagittarius rising sign people. Now let's see Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo for a Capricorn rising sign person, where Ketu will be transiting into the 8th house. Now for those people who are born in the Capricorn rising sign, you have Ketu transiting into the 8th house, and from the 8th house, the Leo aspecting the 12th house with his 5th aspect, where Saturn is also aspecting and Jupiter is also aspecting, which means Ketu's ability to be able to give transformative results of the 12th house are also contributed to and affected by Jupiter's 7th aspect on its own Multikona sign of Sagittarius, as well as Saturn's 10th aspect, the karmic aspect, on the 12th house, which it is the Karak of. Now, Ketu in the 8th house means Ketu is negating challenges, problems, issues, obstructions. However, these challenges, obstructions are negated for you only when you're thinking of others first rather than yourself. Ketu is the planet of being there and done that before. So in this life, wherever Ketu is placed in your natal chart and wherever Ketu is transiting, you have to look at others first, contributing first, being charitable first, donating first, before you get results. So Ketu in the 8th house is keeping you away from problems, but bringing about a transformation in your thinking, connected to foreign lands, connected to service, connected to what results that you get through your own effort, whether in career, service or business. So huge opportunity to negate challenges, negate losses, which the 12th house represents, and in fact be able to gain more from your effort. Is this opportunity given for Capricorn rising sign people, but only when you take wise counsel decisions because of Jupiter's 7th aspect on the Sagittarius sign and a stable and persevering approach. So take a decision. First of all, look out for an opportunity of a change or transformation, an opportunity which has been given to you, a sudden opportunity out of the blue may come to you over the next 18 months. So keep an eye open for that opportunity, for the change, for the transformation, and be ready to be able to do that in your service, maybe connected to foreign lands, maybe connected to an individual role, and through your own efforts. So look out for an opportunity and seek that change. The change may be very good for you. More stable results will come to you, not only over the 18 months, but if you do it right, maybe for the rest of your life. The other ninth aspect of Ketu is on the 4th house, the 9th house again. So sudden opportunity to settle in a domestic life, sudden opportunity to make investments in real estate, sudden opportunity to buy new conveniences, even new vehicles may come by for you. However, if you're looking at only making a gain for yourself, family is not involved, friends are not involved, or your partner is not involved, then the decision may not be as fruitful or as profitable for you. So in this innings, while Ketu is in the 8th house, aspecting your 4th house, look at a transformation or a new approach to a domestic life to have a win-win with your partner, win-win for your family, win-win for your dependents, and then see how your complete life may transform through one very good opportunity that may come by for you, one strong transformation, change may come by for you in this transit of Ketu in the sign of Leo in the 8th house. Now let's see Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo for an Aquarius rising person, where Ketu will be transiting into the 7th house. Now for those people who are born in the Aquarius rising sign, for these people, two things are very important. Firstly, Rahu will be transiting into your Lagna. That video we have already made. Please see that video. However, Ketu will be transiting into the Leo sign in your 7th house. And from the Leo sign, it will be aspecting with its 5th aspect, the Sagittarius sign in the 11th house, which is also being aspected by Sagittarius ruler Jupiter with the 7th aspect, a very, very powerful 7th aspect on its own Mool Trikona sign, and the 10th aspect of Saturn. So Ketu's ability to be able to negate, absorb, deny results of the 8th house or the 11th house of wishes and desires of society connections is also connected to Jupiter also persevering, expanding those results as long as you are looking at those results for others before yourself. So Ketu plays in the 7th house of partnership, of teamwork, of conjugal relationship, committed relationship, day-to-day connections, aspect in the 11th house, which means you will have to look at this period of 18 months for being charitable, donating, contributing to others first, society first, friends first, social network first, and then being able to make from the same partnership, from the same teamwork, and being able to make gains, because Jupiter is also expanding gains because it is the Sagittarius sign in the 11th house of wishes and desires. So you will find there may be a status quo change in the status quo of the current relationship. A new relationship may come by through maybe a social connection. You may meet somebody through a social, being introduced by somebody, and that may lead to a long-term association with that person, long-term partnership with that person, long-term acquaintance with that person, leading to even maybe establishing a very strong committed partnership going forward, even maybe a committed relationship with the opposite gender. And because Saturn is placed in the 2nd house and aspecting with his 10th aspect, so this may come by from a new role that you get into, a new team in the large organization, in the larger brand, because your 11th house is concerned, which adds to your earning. It adds your ability to be able to get a higher livelihood, higher remuneration, more bank balance. So this is an excellent opportunity for a transformation in the status quo and your earning potential, in the status quo where your wishes and desires are coming true, in the status quo or how your ability to work with people. So use this opportunity because Rahu is also getting into the Lagna. So use transformative time, change bringing time, gain making time for those people who are born in the Aquarius rising sign people, with both Rahu in the Lagna and Ketu in the 7th house, aspecting the 11th house of wishes and desires from people, from connections, as long as you're looking at contribution. And Ketu's 9th aspect, gain making aspect, is on the 3rd house. The 3rd house, the house of effort, your ability to influence people, your ability to be able to market yourself. So here Ketu saying, when you are trying to influence others for their gain, for them first before yourself, then the profit will be coming to you. Then the high earning potential will be coming to you. Then your ability to get your wishes and desires attained is also coming to you. And mind you, because it is the Aries sign, so the sign of healing others, solving problems for others will then make gains for you. Then bring in the high remuneration also and high gains, because Jupiter is in the 5th house, aspecting the 11th house of wishes and desires. So overall, this is a fantastic, really best transit for Aquarius sign people in the in a long time. Make the best use of it, and also look at where Sun is placed in your natal chart, what dignity it is placed in, because Ketu is in the sign of Leo. So wherever Sun is placed, that particular house, the results of that house will see a new opportunity and maybe a transformation and a change. And lastly, Ketu transiting into the sign of Leo for a Pisces rising individuals, where Ketu will be transiting into the 6th house. Now lastly, those people are born in the Pisces rising sign. Saturn is already transited into your Lagna. Jupiter is also already transited into a Gemini sign. Ketu is just about to transit into the 6th house in the Leo sign. From the Leo sign, Ketu will be aspecting with his 5th aspect, the Sagittarius sign. Mind you, the Sagittarius sign is also being aspected by its ruler, Jupiter, which is aspecting as Mool Trikona sign of Sagittarius with the 7th aspect, as well as the 10th aspect of Saturn from the Lagna for Pisces rising sign people. So very, very powerful 3 transits are happening for Pisces sign people. A huge opportunity. This again, Saturn in the Lagna, while Jupiter is in the Kendra, aspecting the 10th house, Ketu is in the 6th house, aspecting the 10th house, all 3 aspecting the 10th house, while Saturn is in the Lagna. This time may not come by for you for many, many years. Maybe throughout your life, there's another opportunity. Similar period coinciding with each other may not come. So make the best use of it. This is a fantastic period. Rahu especially going into the Aquarius sign, which is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn going into the Lagna and aspecting the 10th house along with Jupiter and Ketu. So Ketu is bringing about a huge transformation, a huge change in your service, working for others and contributing to others in your career is coming to you. Sagittarius sign is a sign of higher belief, higher motivation, higher ambition. So being highly ambitious and changing your status quo, where you are getting results from in your service, in your career, is strongly coming to you. Jupiter is expanding the career results. Saturn is giving you stable results. So this is a fantastic period to looking out for new opportunity. This is not the time to be stagnant. I'm happy in my job and all. Look out for an opportunity, make it happen, and then see how the transformation will come. But you have to bring in the transformative thinking rather than waiting for things to happen, and then very good results will come to you. However, keep in mind that you have to take wise counsel, wise decision making. Don't chase material results. Look at a new opportunity coming where you're getting a better role, getting into a bigger brand, being able to contribute more. And then the money, the remuneration, the better livelihood will also follow. And Ketu's 9th aspect is on the Aries sign in the 2nd house of income. So a huge transformation in your income may also come in from your service connected to career, as long as you are ready to make stable consideration that can I be stable? Am I contributing to others? Am I being able to do more for others? Because Ketu is a planet of being there and done that before. So keep in mind a transformative approach and contributing. Look at a change in your career. Look at a new role. Maybe a very, very strong, drastic change also in your approach to career, projects, teamwork, service. Then the results will come to you. Fantastic period to be able to make more gains because the Aries sign is involved in the 2nd house. So problem solving in a role and getting higher remuneration, higher money in the bank, better livelihood is also coming to you, which may be connected to foreign lands also because Rahu is in the Aquarius sign in the 12th house and Saturn is in the Pisces sign, which represents the 12th house. So overall, a fantastic period for Pisces sign people. Optimism will be good for you, but be also keep your ears to the ground, look at for an opportunity and the transformation. Combined with Saturn's and Jupiter's transit into Gemini and Pisces sign may bring about such a transformation which may be life-changing for you. So now, friends, that we have looked at how Ketu's transit into the sign of Leo will bring about different results as long as you are keeping in mind transformation, stability, change in your approach. Do look at where Ketu is placed in your natal chart, what dignity it is placed in, what conjunction it is placed in, what yogas or doshas it is placed in, because they will also bring in your own flavor. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is a friend, astrologer and guide, Irfan, signing off. Ciao.